if you were hoping for cheaper beers, you'll be disappointed because an expected reduction, I should say, of the beer excise has been left out of the final papers. With me now is the Australian Hotels Association National CEO, Stephen Ferguson. Stephen Ferguson, thanks for your time. Obviously, you're disappointed for your hoteliers.
I think the messages were getting around from around the country, Kieran, and people feel let down. The hospitality industry, hotels, pubs, clubs have been through a hell of a lot during the pandemic. They put up with bushfires, floods again in Byron Bay and Lismore, and all they were asking after was a little signal to send people back out of their homes and their backyards, back to the pub and the club and the restaurant. Beer is now a luxury item. Going to the pub is now a luxury item. It's unaffordable, and all we were after was a bit of help in the budget to send a signal to people that the government was backing hotels. And unfortunately, what we saw in the budget, that's not the case.
And you actually had the support of a few dozen MPs, didn't you?
I think the most important thing is those MPs, those backbenchers who are really in touch with their community, people like Gavin Pearce and Bridget Archer down in Tasmania, they're on the ground, listening to their people. I don't know what happened. They were very strong. We had about 2 dozen people, but unfortunately, the senior members stuck in the Canberra bubble here, didn't hear the same message from their constituents.
And your argument was that it wasn't just, the subsidy for the alcohol, it was an employment boost as well. That was your view? Probably
more socialisation, Kieran. I mean, it was only 30 cents off the price of a beer, which wasn't much at all. But what we wanted was a signal to people who are now still stuck at home, not wanting to go to work, back to an office, not wanting to go out and visit a pub, club or a restaurant.
Is that showing up in the numbers?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's only two cities in the country that are above 50% in accommodation, so people are still starting to travel. The CBD hotels in Sydney and Melbourne are still way down. And we just wanted to send a signal to them to get back out, socialise, get with people again, and don't just stay home.
My colleague Andrew Clennell had the mail that it was going to happen. Were you hearing positive?
Oh, absolutely.
Positive messages at one point?
The best indication was last night, Kieran, with people coming up to us after the budget saying how members of the government, saying how surprised they were. So we don't know what happened. The backbenchers who are on the ground, who understand that beer is now a luxury item, they backed us. Unfortunately, the top end of town didn't.
And your members feel dudded?
Oh, they're completely left down. I mean, whenever a fire hits, a famine, you'll see that in Byron Bay and Lismore, the pubs are the first to open. People like pubs, post offices and pharmacies. They're the communities that people rely on, especially in the bush.
Hotels Association Chief Stephen Ferguson, thanks.
Thanks, Kieran.